Hello, fellow artifact hunters. This is Nexus from Iverniacs, and in this video we are going to delve into the depths of the Lair on Valguero. It's a large complex of caves that has 3 different artifacts in it. The Lair is located in the Redwood Forest, to the southwest, right past the Broadmother District's encounter. For it, we have chosen to take the Megatherium, as it gets quite a large bonus to damage against insects, the insect killer, and you are sure going to find a lot of these here. Other things that you are definitely going to need is the gas mask and also the scuba tank, as there are some areas in this dungeon where you will encounter sort of a gas that is going to hurt. Another benefit of the Megatherium is that it is rather strong and also can take quite a lot of beating, so it will not die so easily. Once you get to this sort of narrow point with a downwards ramp, you are going to meet first enemies. Inside this dungeon you are mostly going to encounter the Megatherium, Araneos and the Titanbois, with also a few Artoplueras. You have to be especially careful about these, as they can pretty much break all your equipment with one spit. So when you see them, proceed carefully, and if you can, try to eliminate them from distance. There are also multiple places where you will have to dismount, but more on that later. For now, just clear the first area and keep to the right. Another thing that you are going to need for this dungeon is the Cryopod, as there are some really narrow spaces where the Megatherium will not be able to crawl through. You are going to reach this little entrance with a pillar in the middle. To make sure that the area is clear, you can dismount and drop on the floor for a short moment to check if you get attacked, as when saddled on the Megatherium, most of the enemies are going to ignore you even without the repellent. When you get through, you have to summon your Megatherium as fast as you can, as there are most likely going to be some enemies there. This next area consists of something like a little swamp with mist. So there are a lot of leeches here. It is a decent place to farm a lot of leech blood. You just have to slowly advance and make sure to attack everything that's coming towards you. There are going to be quite a lot of them. You will want to head sort of straight ahead through this room. There are also other enemies here, but they are going to ignore you mostly, so you can ignore them as well. You will get to this passage with webs, and you will want to turn to the left as soon as you exit. There will be a large tree here. Make sure to kill any nearby creatures, as here you will have to dismount and leave your Megatherium here. Again, you can try the trick with dismounting and waiting for a moment if anything comes attacking. Last thing that I would recommend for traversing this dungeon is the grappling hook. This is the place where you are going to utilize the crossbow with grappling hooks. In order to cross this gap, you simply grapple to the other side. You will enter a small room. There are no enemies, so you do not have to worry about that. And inside you can find the artifact of the Strong. As there is nothing else here, you can just loot it and head back. cross the gap the same way using the grappling hook and mount up on your Megatherium. Next, you will want to keep to your left and continue further. There will be quite a lot of enemies here. With the Megatherium you can leave them for the moment and check actually what are you dealing with. You have to be especially careful about these Artoplueras. You will want to kill them first. A great way to kill all the enemies around is using the right mouse attack. It is much more effective when you are surrounded. Once you clear this area, there are two ways that you can go. First, you can go to the farmost entrance. It's a tunnel. When you're coming into this room, it's on the right side. You can leave your Megatherium here on neutral and just dismount. There should be no enemies in this area, just some Acatinas. On the end of this tunnel you are going to find a pool of water, so you want to drop inside and swim forward. Having a source of light, like the flashlight on a shotgun, can be quite helpful. But if you don't have it, you can still just keep swimming forward and you will reach these crystal formations that are glowing. You will keep to the left, there is another crystal on the wall, and right above it is the exit. This room is also free of enemies, and on the end you are going to find another artifact. It's the artifact of the pack. Now you want to just retrace your steps back to your Megatherium. And to continue further inside this dungeon, you will have to crawl through a small opening on the left side of the room. And this is another point where you will have to use the Cryopod in order to get your Megatherium through. Make sure to clear any enemies on each side before you place it into the Cryopod. Once the air is clear, get your Megatherium to the other side, mount up and continue. You want to keep the wall to your right and just keep going forward. There are going to be enemies here, but you can mostly ignore them. There will be other tunnels here, but you don't have to be concerned about these. Just keep on walking along the right wall. This tunnel will lead to a ledge inside an underground tunnel. So you will have to again move your Megatherium using the Cryopod. Be careful when dismounting and always check the area, as the enemies can sometimes be inside wall. Here I have lost my gear, so another good reason to always take spare scuba tank and also the gas mask. Once you get to the canyon, keep to the right, follow the ledge, and you are going to reach this gap. This is again a good spot for a grappling hook. So get yourself to the other side and continue. Here you are going to find only one way forward, and it's another tunnel through these webs. You will have to keep an eye on that cryo sickness timer, as if you summon your Megatherium while the timer is on, it's going to get the cryo sickness and you will not be able to ride it. You can either slowly continue forward if you have a decent weapon, or alternatively you can just wait. Also, do not summon the Megatherium right past the gap, as through the tunnel there are some passages where you will not be able to get it through. Also, once the debuff disappears, wait just a few more seconds to make sure that it actually ticks off. And after that you can summon your Megatherium again. Now you are going to keep again to the right wall and just walk down. You can ignore all the enemies or also kill them if you wish. At the end you are going to see these three glowing mushrooms overhead, and this means that you have reached the last room. There is again a swamp of sorts here, so keep on to the left. And at some point you are going to reach a narrow passage. At this point you will have to go around a little. The Megatherium will be able to get up through here. All that's left now is to keep on going while having the wall on your left, and you are going to come to the last artifact. Clear the area, as there can be quite a lot of enemies here. That was one weird Titan boa. Once you're sure that the area is clear, you can dismount and loot the artifact of the immune. If you're unsure whether the area is safe, you can again use the trick with dismounting and mounting up again, as the enemies are going to attack you. To go back, you can use the left side, so you're going to go around. To the left you can find a little side room with a loot crate. Again, this room is full of enemies, so make sure to clear it before you dismount. And loot the crate. To leave the room you are going to keep to the left again when going back. And after passing the small entrance with the 3 mushrooms, you are going to walk the same way back, following the left wall. Once you reach the narrow passage that the Megatherium can't pass, make sure the area is clear and dismount. Using Cryopod you will have to go back to the gap and again cross it with the grappling hooks. There is another loot crate here, past the ledge. So you can drop down and loot it. Just make sure that there are no enemies to push you down, as you would fall down to the bottom of this canyon that is full of evil creepy crawlies. Once you loot it, you can get back again using the grappling hooks. If you don't know if the ground is underneath you, you can equip your torch without detaching from the grappling hook, so this can be helpful. Once you get up, you can resummon your Megatherium, and well, there are many entrances on this ledge, but you should go through the one that's right at top of the ledge with the loot crate. Keep on going forward and you're going to reach a fork. If you go to the right, in a moment you should reach another room. You can find the loot crate right here. Again, make sure that the area is clear before looting it. To get back up, you will have to go to the rightmost corner as you've entered, right above the loot crate. Walk on this white rock and then up on this ledge. The Megatherium should be able to get up through here. Then just go back to the fork, and generally you will have to keep to the right when you reach the wall. There is also another path, but it is impassable by the Megatherium. Generally you will want to get back to this narrow passage at the end. Be careful, as the enemies can sometimes respawn, so again, before placing your Megatherium inside a Cryopod, dismount and make sure that the air is clear. The Titan boss are quite sneaky, and even on low level they can knock you out. Make sure that the Megatherium is on neutral all the time. And when the air is clear, use the Cryopod to get the Megatherium through. Inside the room you will just walk back, so keep to the right, and you are going to reach the small fork with the tree. This is where you took the first artifact, that's the way to the right. You'll want to keep to the left and go through this webbed passage back to the swamp area. If you want to clear the room thoroughly, you can also try using the rare flower. But unless attacked, we didn't really care much about killing everything inside, as from the saddle of the Megatherium, the way is mostly quite safe. Due to the speed that you are able to get here, you are going to have quite a lot time left on the cryo timer, so you will not have to rush back. Alternatively, you can just farm some more leeches. Make sure that the air is clear and get your Megatherium to the other side. From here it's just an easy ride back. And you should be out in no time. Now as a proud owner of 3 artifacts. So it wasn't all that bad. Anyway, that's it for this video. Hope you've enjoyed it. Feel free to leave a comment or a like. Also, click on the subscribe button to make sure that you don't miss out on more Ark Survival Evolved fun. Thank you for watching, and see you next time!